However, I feel that, like, I know more than the people I went to the summer camp with, you know? So it's like, it's a weird thing to think about, like, how do you distinguish levels of understanding and sympathy and, what's the word? Doesn't matter, but how do you distinguish levels of understanding of other people's lives, you know?
Right.
And is that even possible to have levels of that? Is understanding something that has degrees? You know, like, is me understanding, like, so me, from my understanding of you, and, like, is my understanding of what you went through less than someone else's understanding of what you went through, because they may have seen or heard or been a part of those systems. However, when it comes down to it, we both equally are not you, so we both don't understand. But in a way, one does understand more than the other. So that's always an issue, and that's why I don't like talking about this, because I feel like it would be seen as me attempting to distance myself from my whiteness and from white people, which is what I don't want to do. I just want to talk about the experience of my life and what I've been through.
You see, like, your particular background as, you said you see it as an issue to some extent, right?
As a what?
As an issue.
No, I don't see it as an issue, but I see it as, like, I was able to do it, but
you don't know how to.
It's easier to go down the ladder than to go up the ladder.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, like, it's easier for someone of higher privilege to understand. I actually don't even know if that's... No, I don't actually know what I'm saying. I do know what I'm saying, and I know what I'm saying has no basis. I feel that my experience is solely my experience, and that it cannot signify anyone else's life other than my own.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of problems we see is that a lot of people try to translate their personal experience into, you know, self-righteous views that should apply to the crowds, which is not true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Is it over?
I think, yeah, you have completed a very interesting personal story. I rarely have experience like that. Usually I ask a lot of questions and the person, like, explain. Very few people have your storytelling skill.
Oh,
really?
Thanks.
Yeah, because I think...
Because I talk too much.
Right? You begin the conversation with, like, just some piece of the whole puzzle, but, like, during the conversation, that you assemble those things together into a picture of yourself. Is there something else you want to say?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Like, talking about going home from college. Like...
Oh, yeah. You still want your
Okay, I need to go.
Okay.
So coming back home from Ireland. When I came back home, everyone told me I changed. That I was more serious. And that I talked about a lot of things that, like, I never used to talk about. I think just being critical of the world, like, just the criticalness I picked up at Earlham definitely affected how I acted. I didn't really want to, like... I went to a small high school, and after high school, like, everyone sort of stopped talking to each other. So I didn't really see... I don't see many of my friends from high school anymore, actually. And so I sort of go home. I only have, like, 3 friends now at home. It's kind of crazy, actually. But
Crazy?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, these people I was always with, like, I barely ever see anymore. And it's just a stage of my life now. In the past. It's interesting. Like, I never thought that's what that would be when I was in high school, you know? But, yeah, so I found myself able to talk with my parents more and have more discussions with my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought that you would have a lot of discussions with your parents even before you went to college because your parents.
We did. We did, but it became more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you shared more topics.
Yeah, absolutely. And because, like, I was thinking more critically. So now I was able to, like, actually engage in discussion with them, you know, and debate. So that was actually pretty awesome. Not much. Like, honestly, like, within my family, like, not much changed. Pretty much remained the same.
So the difference was only felt among your friends?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, my family felt the difference, but, like, it didn't really matter. You know.
Then how did you negotiate the relations with your friends or old friend? Do you regret? Do you feel I have to overcome this?
Well, I feel like we should have, like, still talked, you know? But it was like everyone stopped talking to each other. Like, all the girls stopped talking to each other, all the guys. Like, I saw them during my first break, winter break, and it was like, it was just we were all in different stages of life. You know, we were all going through our own things, and it was like we didn't see each other much anymore, so we weren't friends anymore, you know. Yeah, it went away. Sad. It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
It's part of growing up.
Yeah, so it wasn't anything to do with, like, school. It was just simply circumstances. It wasn't anything to do with the change that college brought within me. It was to do with the circumstances and logistics.
How do you want to conclude the story?
I'd like to conclude the story by saying that identity is a crazy thing. Like, it just is. Like, I still don't know who I am.
Really. More than many people.
Do I?
I think.
Yeah, I think I still have no idea who I am. Like, no clue. I don't know who I am.
It's pleasing.
Yeah, and I feel I am very grateful for the experiences I've had.
That's right.
The experience of high school, going from homeschooling to high school, and then going to that arts camp, like, and then coming here have all been amazing, and I wouldn't trade my life for any other life. I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful that my ability to, like, just get to know people, I guess. I don't know. That's one thing about me, is I have the ability to sort of get to know anybody, regardless of where they come from and the differences we have. Like, yeah, this has always been one of, like, the stronger things I have in my life, is just meeting people.
I think this is exactly what's lacking in the political debates that we have now. Like, we should have more personal stories as sharing as singular example rather than just the proof for another ideology that they already have in their mind. Because basically, our experience is unique, right? We should pay more attention to those things. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to add?
Shout out to Ein for creating this.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Great.
I said too much.
It's not too much. I actually benefited a lot from the experience. Like, it's not just about the story, but also about the style that people approach. Do you want to hear how I felt about this? Yeah. So basically, like, it's really interesting. Some people like to talk philosophy, like it's all about idea and everything, like the conversation with Ramiro. Some people like talking about details. Some people visualize it very vividly, just like you. some people, just question and answer, and have to facilitate the kind of, the thread. Right?
The train.
Mm-hmm. So the pieces can be connected, but some people just want to connect the pieces by themselves. So like if I ask like a more complicated question, you seems to be distracted from your original story. So that I just want you to continue the story.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, especially the people who often work as like emerging political activists or emerging politicians, diplomats, sometimes, like they are very eloquent, but at the same time, their stories like the kind of freshness I look for in personal stories. Like there are already some ideologies embedded in those stories, and they are somehow justified already. They are not their own, the genuine reaction to life anymore. Yeah.
See, I want to be a diplomat.
Uh-huh.
I want to be a diplomat.
Yeah.
Did I do the diplomat